Hello and incredible afternoon, creatives. How are you guys doing today? We are going to do some designing in Silhouette Studio for grad designs. All right. I was supposed to be on at 10, but y'all know things happen, business life happens. So we're going to get into this. I'm going to give it a minute for YouTube and Facebook to send out these notifications because I shared it. We are live only on YouTube for this one, but I will repost the playback over on Facebook. So if you're watching this at a later date on Facebook, this is not live anymore, but you can watch, enjoy, learn, and post your questions in the comment section. So like I said, we're going to give it a little minute for you guys to get on, and I will be right back. All righty, we are back, and I forgot to check this off. Hello, everyone. This is a part of a series that I'm going to do for the entire month of March on Wednesdays and Fridays, preferably every time at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll have to adjust that time for your particular time zone. And then on Mondays, I will be live on Facebook. And those for that one, it is Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will be doing grad designs utilizing my templates that you can purchase from our website. And then at 6:30 on Honestly SpINKing Youtube, I will be doing different like actual demonstrations and demos. So whether it is how to sublimate something, doing yard signs with vinyl, doing HTV shirts for grad, doing printable transfers like with Jet Pro 3G. So each and every Monday for the month of March, I will be doing a different grad either design or applying it to something to help you guys when it comes to preparing for a graduation season. If you guys don't know, I am Shakia, the professor of Soloholics Anonymous, which is transitioning to learn with the professor, just embracing my own brand, as well as 365 Creative Academy, HS Inc. 365, and the amazing product line, Honestly SpINKing. You can find our products on our website, shop.hsinc365.com. Again, that is shop.hsinc365.com. And that is where you can find our amazing Change the Game sublimation paper that allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. We have sublimation paper, sublimation ink. Our signature ink is back in stock. So go ahead over to the website if you were waiting for that and check that out. We sell them in kits, full-on kits, pre-filled, no hassle for you. Just pop off those vent plugs, put them in your printer, and you're ready to go after you've done like your setup or if you're just switching out ink. So we make it really, really convenient for you guys in your setup, as well as the prices. We are one of the most affordable sites, everyday low prices or everyday affordable prices for your sublimation and pigment ink needs. All orders before 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time go out the exact same day. All right, so now that we've done our little commercial, let's head on over to Silhouette Studio and show you guys how to make this design. So we're going to go from design from here. And then we're going to end up having these designs. So it can be grad, it can be senior, you can put class up. And if you want, once you have your base design, if you want to add images to it, you can do that as well. All right, so we're going to close that out because that was from class today. You can do this with any font that you have on your computer. That is the joy of learning to design in Silhouette Studio. You are not limited to what someone else provides. If you have a particular font that you like to use, you can use that. For this particular tutorial, this particular mini class, I'm going to use Impact because that is something that everyone pretty much has on their computer. So I'm going to use Impact for this, but again, it can be done with any font. So I've already gone and typed out my text. You initiate the text on this side, you type it out, and then you change it on the right hand side. So just to show you that, we're going to click and add text. You're going to select it, go to the A, and choose whichever font you would like, and then come up to the color palette right above the text, and you can make that any color to start off with just to see your design. It doesn't have to be the final color because you can change that at any point. So I have my text here, and we're going to start with the 2022. Now, if I want to have this already kind of like stacked up, if you double click when you're in text mode, take the blue rectangle and bring that back, it's going to stack those numbers for you automatically. Now, if you've already converted it or subtracted, you just have to move those manually. But from text mode, makes it really easy. All right. I'm going to, only because I want to change the length of my twos. So for this, I'm going to make it a compound path so that my edit points show up on everything. I'm also going to stretch this. Normally, I don't stretch text. You guys know that. I don't recommend it, but for this particular one, it's going to work out just fine to go ahead and stretch the text. So I'm going to stretch from the side node and also from the bottom. I just want like a little bit more. I want it to be a little bit wider. Okay. Want my O to be a little bit wider. Now, what I particularly don't care for in the way that this is set up is I made it wider, but my two, the bottom of it is really, really narrow. I want a little bit more weight on that. So I'm going to double click. And at the bottom of each of the two, so on this one, it's really, really easy. That's why I chose this particular font. I'm going to click on a point here. I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to click on all of the edit points at the bottom of the twos. So I'll have 6 edit points selected. I'm going to hold down, I let go of Shift, but now I'm going to hold down Shift again and use my down arrow, and I'm going to move all of them the same amount of distance at the same time. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. I think I like it right there. Okay. Now, of course, my O or my 0 is too short now. Also on my top here, if I wanted to extend this, I could also click on the top nodes here. So once I click on a new node, the other ones are no longer selected, and I can choose to click on, let's go do that one more time. Make sure you keep Shift held down and you click on the nodes. And you have to click on those same nodes on all 3 numbers. And in this case, because they are the same, if they were different numbers, you would have to do each one separately and just remember how many times you moved up. So I'm going to come all the way back to here, and I'm going to hold down Shift and just go up 1, maybe 2. So I'm extending that now and it's not so narrow. So you can customize your fonts however you would like once you learn how to use edit points. We are going over edit points during my Learn 30 Days in Learn Silhouette Studio in 30 days. That is on the weekend, the third weekend. So it's like the 19th and the 20th. If you want to join live, but if you ever decide to join us and it's after with the 30 days, you'll have that playback, and it will be during the weekend of week 3, where I'm really going to break down edit points for you guys. You can see how I just changed those letters up. All right, now I need to fix my 0 because it is now shorter than the rest. Now I'm going to release compound path, drag and select my 0, and make that a compound path again, so I have my middle section. And I'm going to bring this, well, first I'm just going to look at the height of the 2, and it's 1.394. I'm going to click on here, come up to my height. Well, what was that? Oh, you know what? Let's just copy it. Click on my 2, highlight it, and paste it. Hit enter. There we go. So now it's the same height. So that part is done. We're going to go ahead and group this together. Then I'm going to take my 2 and group that together. If you wanted to make them a certain distance apart, you can do that. So on here, I do have them a little bit closer. So let's ungroup both of these, take my 0 and my 2 and move it over. That's the joy of learning how to use a design software. You can truly edit, modify, change things up to your preference. All right, now that I've moved that closer, we're going to take the 2, again, group it. I like keyboard shortcuts. The keyboard shortcuts, you can learn them by going to Help User Manual, printing out the last page, and that tells you the keyboard shortcuts, or you can right click and choose group. I'm going to move this up some, take my text, and let's just do the one I already have typed out for grad. I'm going to bring this down here. And I want it to be a little bit wider than the numbers. So I'm going to shrink that down. I'm just eyeballing this. There is no right or wrong to the size. You are the artist. You are the designer. It's up to you how you want that to look. All right, I'm going to bring this up just a little, but now I'm going to select all 3. Oh, let's convert this to path. We're going to select all 3 sections, come over to the right to our transform panel, and under align, we're going to align or space vertically. All right, so there's that. And let's just make sure it is still centered. So see, we had some good thing I did that. I had to move it over just a little. All right, my next thing to get my box around this is going to be to put a rectangle. I'm going to start here and come all the way over. And I can adjust my numbers some if I need to. I'm going to go up to about here and here. That's just kind of giving me where my design starts. I'm going to use my offset tool to really get my box around it. I like to fill with color, makes it easier to delete it. So I'm going to go to offset. I'm going to click on offset. I'm going to make this a corner so it stays sharp. I'm going to make mine a little bit smaller because I want my grad to kind of go outside of that just a little bit, but I don't want it right up on my numbers. So I'm at 0.07 right now, but yours will vary depending on what you're designing. And I'm going to hit apply. I don't need this middle one anymore, so we're going to click on it and delete it. So it's a little bit away from the numbers, is not right up on it. I'm going to click on that rectangle again, and I'm going to go offset, and it's in corner. I'm okay with this particular distance. You can make this distance as wide, as far away, make it as thick or as thin. as you would like for it to be. I'm going to hit apply. Then I'm going to fill it with color so you guys can see it. You're going to take these two only. So drag and select the outside and the inside, right click and make it a compound path. That is our frame. Okay. So once we have our frame, we're going to go to our rectangle tool again. And I'm going to put a box that goes over the word grad only. I'm going to make it really, really long just so that I can pull it back. I'm going to move it back some. And it doesn't quite come to the bottom of my G. So I'm going to click on that rectangle, grab either the top or bottom node, hold down Alt, and stretch that out just a little. So it's a little bit away from the word grad. Now I'm going to hold down Shift, click on the line. As I teach my students, before I do that, we always want to make a duplicate just in case we make major mistakes. We don't have to restart over in how we set this up. So we're going to make a duplicate. I'm going to click on my rectangle, hold down Shift, click on the frame that in my case is green, go over to modify and subtract. Now I think I want this to be just a little bigger. Kind of really get into like right to the line. So I'm okay with the way that is right there. That's pretty much the end of like how I did the first design. And you can go in and make this whatever color you want. I know like my old high school, these aren't quite the colors, but let's say we, change the colors like that. You can change your 20, your 22, make those different colors. All right. Possibilities are endless. Fill it with the pattern if you want. You can fill it in with someone's picture if you want, but you have the foundation of the design and now you can customize it in any way you desire. Now, let's say we want to add the grad cap to it. I'm going to make a duplicate of this because this is the one that's already kind of finished and done up. This one is my PNG. So I can open up like purchase and, oh, you know what? No, this is, okay, yeah. This is the one that I've already traced. So you can either purchase an SVG and it's going to be set, ready to go. Or if you happen to have a JPEG or a PNG, you can trace it. So we're going to go over to our trace window, select trace area, place our box around it. It's going to pick up on that black. We don't want it to really pick up on the white at all. I'm going to take my threshold up just a little bit to get inside like the little crevices. And I'm going to go trace, not trace and detach, just trace. Move the original. Oh, well, I grabbed the trace. So now we have that. I'm going to change the color on this. And I can put this wherever I want. If I want it to be over the word grad, it can go there. It can go at the bottom. If I need to resize it, let's say maybe I want it just over the G, I'm going to resize it and place it there. But I'm going to have mine go over the R and the A. So we're going to make that a little bigger. And I'm always pulling with this one, I'm pulling from the side nodes because I want it to adjust proportionately. So we're going to come up to like right there. All right, boom, perfect. If I was doing this as sublimation, I could make this whatever color I want and be able to print it out. Don't have to worry about subtracting anything, layering vinyl right on top of another. I don't have to worry about any of that with the way that this is set up. If I'm going to do sublimation, or I'm going to use this and now put it on the front of a chip bag, put it on the front, make a whole centerpiece out of it, like by putting another box around an offset, cutting around it. When it's printed, or if you're going to use it in digital format, maybe it will be the part of the advertisement for your graduation products. So you want to create your own Facebook post, you want to create your own banner, you're designing all of the grad elements in it. You can use it for that because it's digital. Save it as a JPEG or a PNG, and you're ready to go. Now, if you want to do this with vinyl, layering it right on top, you're going to see the lines of demarcation. There are two things that you can do with this. You're going to either click on the numbers, the cap, and the word grad, go over to modify, and choose subtract all. It's going to look like nothing really happened. But if I move this cap, there is a cutout for the top of the R and the A, where the tassel goes, and into the 2 and the 0. All right. This is a really small area. It's up to you if you want to modify it even more by cutting off that little gray area. That's a video for another day. But you can modify that and remove those, or simply once you cut it out with your vinyl, just use your X-Acto knife and cut that, just pull that part up, or your weeding tool, just pull that up, and that way you don't have to worry about trying to be right in between the grad cap. You do take the risk of, when you're using vinyl with so many colors, having shrinkage, so you might have some gaps. That's up to you. There are certain vinyls where you don't really get shrinkage, but if you would like for it to have an intentional gap and you don't have to worry about that, we're going to click on the grad cap, go over to offset. You make this as big or as small as you would like because you are the designer. Hit apply, and we're going to do the same thing. Hold down shift, click on the 20. This time we don't have to click on the grad cap. We're just going to click on the word grad, go over to modify, and subtract all. Now we can see clearly where that color came away from the back, like from the image. And it's not inside of the, like behind the cap or inside the grooves of the cap. I'm going to click off, click on that background. Now I can either leave that there and make that a different color, or simply delete it, and it's going to just create a gap. Let's put a white box behind this so you can see what it will look like. There you go. If it's going on a colored shirt, of course, we would have to change the colors here. Okay, I'm just going to keep changing them. You can make them whatever colors you want. And that kind of shows you if you're going to have it on a black surface. There's also, like, tumblers, put their names, put pictures. And speaking of pictures, once you have your vector design, like this is your customized design, you can now layer and add things to it. Like I said, you can crop pictures to the numbers. You can just simply put pictures on the side of it. I will leave a link where you can watch my video on memorial designs and see how you can use the blur edge tool to blur the edges if you don't have Photoshop. And so that way it's not like a harsh cutoff. So we can put that there, or maybe put it out to the side so you're not covering up too much of the G. But it's okay to make your designs where you're covering up some of the letters. So we can do 2 images. You can add shadows to this. You can do just the 1 image. And if you're going to do it on the top, it's pretty much the same thing. Let's pull this one, pull our cap down here, maybe make that a little bit bigger. put the offset. Hold down shift, click on the line, the numbers, modify, subtract all, click on the offset. And move that, delete that. So you can put that grad cap at the top also. I'm going to bring him to the front. Maybe shrink it down so you can see more of it. You can add a mascot to this. You can add a name to it. You can add class of. This is just your foundation. Okay. All right. So that is how you create this design in Silhouette Studio. You can, again, nothing I used was with Designer, Designer Plus, or Business. So you can create amazing designs in Silhouette Studio once you know how to just utilize the tools and just really unlock your creativity on arrangements of it. It doesn't have to be just straight out. We did the one with the curve of class of. You can use that font. You can even make this to where the 2022 is here. Put grad or senior going down the middle using the same technique to cut it out. Possibilities are endless. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this series of designing in Silhouette for graduation, and you will have some amazing designs to offer your clients for the grad season. Again, don't forget to visit our website, shop.hsink365.com, where you can find all of your print needs for sublimation, such as sublimation paper, sublimation ink, heat tape, chip resetters. We even have some base files that you can use to create your designs. All that is here on our site. And if you would like to take a deep dive into learning Silhouette Studio, consider joining us for Essentials of Silhouette Studio. This year, I am doing it as a 30-day challenge instead of just one day. It's over 30 days, 1 hour per day. If you're watching this past March 2022, you'll still be able to sign up. You'll just watch the playbacks of it. You get access to the full playback. It's not edited. It's exactly what we went over in class. So you'll still feel like you were in that live Zoom session. All right, y'all. Thank you again for joining me. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.